Hello everyone, this is Gorax and today I'm gonna tell you why I would change my priority when it comes to the exclusive heroes and when to summon them and why I would do that. Because I believe looking at the endgame Continental Challenge and Temporal Vortex, we can see few things that really stand out. And as you know, the importance of Continental Challenge and endgame is huge. So when you start the game, you have a choice of summon in between salmon heroes and ice heroes, frost heroes rather, and you can choose at 300 an exclusive hero, which would be a Vitar or it would be Lelvanis. Now, I'll tell you basically like a tier list of what I believe the best exclusive heroes are, considering the whole season, not only Temporal Vortex. So, the lowest, the bottom tier would be Vitar. I don't even have her on this account. The reason why Vitar would be so low is because you can't use Vitar in Temporal Vortex. She's not too great in the end game, and she can be easily replaced with Vidmir for the endgame and Continental Challenge. You don't really need her. The other legendary heroes are doing similar damage to Vitar in PvE. The only thing that Vitar excels at is the PvP. Vitar can burst and one-shot enemies in PvP. So that's her use. Plus, we know in Season 2, Frost will be just used for PvP because we will have Beldel, who will be the Ice Blast exclusive, and she will do a lot of damage and she'll be very good in Temporal Vortex. So why you might love Vitar and Vitar design, I would say she is the lowest priority, the lowest tier of the exclusive heroes. Now, slightly higher but still low would be Philander. The reason why Philander, because he's a melee hero, and melee heroes do suffer. They get into the melee range of the bosses, who usually have a lot of AoE damage around it, and they are very squishy. With Philander, you really kind of need this artifact to make him shine, because the other rally artifacts, they are better used on the rally heroes that supplement him. So heroes like Huberg will use Flute of the King, and you can also replace Philander with Filto in your team. Filto and Huberg teams will do very similar damage to this variant. However, if you're running this variant, you'll do less damage than doing this. Okay, Huberg is a monster, so you will need him and Lorenfil. So that's why I will say that Philander is the 5th out of the 6, okay, when it comes to the priority. He's not bad, but he's not super strong. Now, what the issue with Rally is, you can't really build good Rally team against Temporal Vortex, but on Continental Challenge and Endgame, if you have the core, which would be those 4, or even those 4, you can do really solid damage. But without those core, especially this hero here to help us with the rally, it will be very hard to build a rally team. So this is why I believe Philander is lower on the priority list. Now, surprisingly, the 4th priority would be Nastienka. I was valuing Nastienka way higher at the start of the season. Looking at the previous seasons as well, Nastienka is amazing in PvP. She can one-shot the backline. She's decent in the Temporal Vortex. She's good at Continental Challenge, but she's getting outdamaged by everyone else. She's good at the end game content, but other teams outdamage her even without the exclusive artifact. And for Nastienka, you do need the exclusive artifact for her to really shine, okay? Without the exclusive artifact, it's really hard to make her viable. Well, she will be viable, but she will fall behind other heroes that don't really need exclusive artifact to shine, and that's why they are higher in the list. So if you opt out to go for Nastienka, you definitely need a dupe of her, which would mean you need to pull twice in the season, spend 600 dice if you're not lucky to pull before the PT, and then get her. But since Nastienka is paired in the same pool this season as Philander, she is above Philander because her teams can do more things than the Rally team. You can use Nastienka in PvP, as I said, which you can't really use a Rally for. And you can also build a solid, dauntless Temporal Vortex team, which you can't build with Rally. So that's how it looks. Then in the same tier, or even slightly above, I would put Lothier. The reason why I would put Lothier is he is very versatile, and the best part is you don't really need his exclusive artifact. His exclusive artifact will help you to improve the team's damage, because then you can put the statue on Twitch, and Twitch will do massive damage. Twitch can outdamage Lothier. So this is why in Continental Challenge we used 2 poison teams, one with Twitch and one with Lothier. And this is why the priority of Lothier is higher, because this helps you to build stronger Continental Challenge roster. This helps you with the end game as well, as an end game Lothier does shine. He can outdamage Nastienka's team, and I did that without the exclusive artifact. So with exclusive artifact, I can see him easily taking over Nastienka. Nastienka does require that. However, the fall of Lothier and the poison team is the Temporal Vortex. In this season, you can't really compete against Nastienka. So this is why this team would be in the same tier, because Nastienka is like a medium. She's very medium in every content, while Lothier can do better in Continental Challenge and the end game. He can't do so in PvP or in the Temporal Vortex. I'm not sure about the guild bosses because I've not done them, but let me know in the comment section down below who you think is doing better down there. Then we move on to what I would say 2 best exclusive heroes, and this is the change that I've done. So I always valued Flora as the top tier exclusive hero to pick. That's still valid. But there are things which Flora can't excel. So Flora does need her exclusive artifact to really shine, but if you don't have her exclusive artifact, then you can look for something like Queen's Fan. It works, but there will be like 40% damage reduction. So you are looking for 2 copies of Flora, while you can get 1 copy of Lothier to make him really useful. Now, the issue with Flora also is she really needs those 4 heroes to shine. She needs the 3 wild heroes to really shine. These are the best teams right now. And she needs to be in a team with 4 wild heroes in total, including her. If we remove one of these wild heroes, her damage will drop significantly. So this is what we can expect in Season 2. Where apparently the meta will shift a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they're making Temporal Vortex a little bit harder from what I heard from those who played on Chinese version, but you can always update me in the comment section down below. And once again, Flora's team is definitely top tier team in Temporal Vortex. Flora team is doing good in Continental Challenge. I would say very good as well. If you can build proper team against Vinyara, she can do around 400-500 million damage. At the end game, since Season 1 end game is multi-target, you got 3 targets you can hit, she is below what I believe is the strongest overall Season 1 exclusive hero. You can't really use her in PvP as well. So, but still, she is definitely a better choice than any of those 3 plus Vitar, which would be somewhere down here below. And obviously the strongest, and I believe this is something that I have to mention. While she can be here on the same tier, I believe she is more important with 2 copies than any of those 3 heroes. And you can get her first copy very early on, and she can help you carry you through the early temporal vortex, which is Lelvanis. Lelvanis with her artifact, which will help her to go into her dragon form quicker, is demolishing endgame content. She was supposed to be played against Philander, but we used her against Vasca and people were doing over 500 million damage. Then people were also using her against the endgame content and they were still doing over 500 million damage, which means she alone, her team alone, does what those 2 teams do all together. So you see why she is so important. While she can't really compete in the temporal vortex, if you get those 2 heroes, you will rank very high in Season 1 content. This will be your Vortex team, and this will be your endgame Continental Challenge team. Plus, with Flora, you are looking at solid damage in each of these contents that are available to us. And that's why I would say the priority of the summons would be because free-to-play players will not be able to afford it. So for the whales, on the first banner, get 1 copy of Lelvanis. Maybe you'll get lucky, you'll get another one. Skip Vita. On the second banner, where you have a choice between those 2, get Nastienka. 1 copy of Nastienka. Then on the third banner, where you have chance to get those 2, get at least 1 copy of Flora. If you get a Flora earlier, get a dupe of Flora. If you somehow manage to get 1 copy of Lothier, you're set. You don't need second copy, really. You'll do just fine with 1 and then get Flora. On the next banner rotation, get second Lelvanis. You'll be looking really good right now. Then on the second rotation of this banner, you either get a dupe of Nastienka. If you have Filto, especially because you can replace Philander with Filto, if you manage to get dupe of Nastienka before reaching the PT, the 300 selection, then you can choose Philander. And once we get back to this banner, once again, get the dupe of Flora and try and manage to get Lothier if you haven't had him previously. And this will get you set for the whole Season 1. Once you get all that, start saving your dice for Season 2 heroes. We know there's going to be 2 new heroes for that you can get pretty cheap, I would say. We'll have Dark Lady, who will complement the Summon team, will making it even stronger, although it is super powerful right now. And there will be also this new Eastern style hero released, so we'll see how strong he is and what team he will complement as well. There's no information about that. But I believe that's it, okay? The highest importance in Season 1 will be Lelvanis, followed by Flora. Then we're looking at 1 copy of Lothier, 2 copies of Nastienka, and 2 copies of Philander. If you don't have Filto, skipping Vitar altogether will be a good choice, unless you can afford that as well, and you've been lucky with previous summons. But I want to hear your opinion, guys. What you think about Season 1 meta, and are you in the same boat as I am, basically changing the view on these heroes after the Season 1 has concluded? Once again, thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Bye.